Hey everybody, it's Kaitlin. So we talked about this on Facebook about how I should do some videos about the difference between Americans and Brits. So here I am. Um, as you can tell, I'm not putting a whole lot of effort into this. I'm in my pajamas, wearing the barest layer of makeup for your sake. Took off my glasses, so I'm sorry if I look kind of funny. The glare from the lamp was really bothering me. So there's that. If you see my eyes going two different directions, it's just added entertainment value. So have fun with that. Feel free to make fun of me in the comments. I know you will anyway. Um, so for those of you who are stumbling upon this video and have no idea what's going on or who the hell I am an American. I live in Georgia, and I am getting married to a guy from England. Um, yeah, it's been an interesting ride, and I've gotten to know quite a few things about the Brits that a lot of Americans don't necessarily know. I lived over there for 5 months. Wasn't nearly long enough to get used to the culture. um, yeah, so before both sides of our families and friends meet up at my wedding, I thought maybe it'd be nice to help them at least understand what the other person is saying, which is why we're going to start with language with this video. Um, the biggest thing you're going to have trouble with is accents, obviously. I mean, I have people coming from North England, from the London area, from New York, from Georgia, from Colorado, from Alabama. Um, Good luck is all I gotta say there. The biggest thing to know about the English accent is they leave off a lot of their R's in the middle of words. They just kind of gloss over it. It usually winds up being like an ah sound instead of an R. It's an R, Brits, R. If it's at the beginning of a word, they'll get it. Restaurant, that's fine. But yeah, and if it's in the middle, it's just gone. Just get used to that. Matt used to work for a pawnbroker. The only problem is, even this far into our relationship, we've been together 5 years, I still can't tell the difference between when he says pawn and porn. And the good thing to know is that Siri can't tell the difference either. So Brits, if you come over here and you're using Siri and she takes you somewhere you don't want to go, that's why. Don't look for a pawn shop. Just don't do it. So yeah, there's that. And then my friends from North England like to also drop their H's. So, yeah, instead of somebody coming from Harlow, my friend will say that they come from Arlo. It's a thing. If you've ever seen My Fair Lady, the whole scene where he's teaching her how to pronounce her H's, it's a real thing. Just be used to it. Okay, so that's the British accent, the Georgian accent, the Southern accent. Basically, we just drawl a lot. So our words, the vowels just go on forever. Sometimes we add more syllables into a word than there needs to be. I'm not good at doing that part of the Southern accent, so don't ask me to. I'm not good at accents, period. At my wedding, please do not ask me to do an English accent. I can't do one. I'm really, really bad at accents, and I just freeze. So try not to embarrass me too much. Please, be nice. And American friends, I know you think it's funny, but please don't go up to the first Brit you see and start talking in what you think is a British accent. It's really bad. Just don't do it. Even if you think your accent is phenomenal, just don't. No. If somebody asks you to, if you guys are getting to know each other and having fun, and you want to try swapping accents for a minute, have at it. It's fine, but don't introduce yourself that way. If the word governor slips out of your mouth, or tally ho, or pip pip cheerio, no. No. You're just embarrassing yourself. Just let it go. Brits, I'd say the same thing about the Southern accent, but I've never heard any of you try it, so I don't know. Plus, we don't have a lot of those words that you think we use that we don't use. That doesn't happen too much. So anyway, whatever. Have fun. Just don't embarrass yourselves too much. So vocabulary, that's obviously a big thing, but we've all taken like those BuzzFeed quizzes where you try to match up the British vocabulary to the American vocabulary, whatever. That's leaked over into pop culture quite a bit. So you're pretty familiar with most of these things. The big one that everybody likes to talk about is chips versus fries versus crisps. So we call them French fries, the Brits call them chips. We call them chips, the Brits call them crisps. It's confusing still. People talk about going to a chip shop, and I still have to pause and go, they mean French fries. We're going to go get French fries. So, good luck. Cookies versus biscuits. This is going to be a big thing in the South, guys. Our cookies, the Brits call them biscuits. Brits, when we talk about biscuits, we do not mean cookies. You guys know this, but everybody still asks me, what exactly is a biscuit? What does that involve? And the closest thing that I can explain it with is a scone. It's kind of like a more savory scone. People usually put like breakfast stuff on it, like ham, bacon, cheese, eggs, whatever. And a big thing in the South is biscuits and gravy. Sometimes it's white gravy, guys. That's still gravy. Just roll with it. That's a big thing. Not so much for me. I'm not that Southern, but it's there. Let's see. What else we got? Queue. Brits don't call it a line. They call it a queue. They're going to go queue up for the buffet. They take their lines really seriously. So just know that you do a line properly at my wedding. Have fun with that. Let's see what else we got. Rubbers. This one still cracks me up. So in England, a rubber is an eraser. Brits, that's not what it is here. A rubber means a condom. So please don't get those two mixed up. You might have occasion to talk about rubbers. I don't know. Be safe. Okay, moving on. When you go shopping, trolley is not a word we use. It is not a shopping trolley. You can call it a shopping cart, or as most Southerners will do, you can call it a buggy. Yeah, roll with it. Clothing. So there's a lot of differences in the way that we talk about clothing, and all of them just wind up being hilarious. The most fun is pants, guys. When Americans talk about pants, the Brits are talking about trousers. When the Brits talk about pants, they're talking about your underwear. So don't get that mixed up. Yeah. Jumper versus sweater. We call them sweaters, they call them jumpers. If they're talking about jumpers, they're not talking about somebody being suicidal. Hopefully not at my wedding, anyway. Yeah, that's a thing. Vests versus waistcoats. The other day, Matt was talking to me about vests and asking me if I want a vest. And I'm like, have you ever seen me wear a vest in my entire life? He's like, yeah, all the time. Apparently he was talking about tank tops. So this still happens 5 years into our relationship. Yeah, vests are waistcoats. Let's see what else we got. Oh, suspenders versus braces. Brits, braces here are those wires that go on your teeth to straighten them. I know you guys don't have a lot of experience with that, but they're there. I love you. Don't hate me. Okay, so floors. When you walk into a building, you're on the ground floor, right? We call it the first floor. And then the floor above that is the second floor. Brits just call it the ground floor. And then the floor above you is the first floor. It gets really confusing. The lodges that we're all staying in at my wedding, they are multi-level. So please don't get lost. Yeah. So let's see what else. That's basically it for vocabulary. If I want to keep this under 30 minutes, which I'm going to try to do. But one word that we all use, but we use it differently, is the word quite. This one still confuses me. I just found out about it like last year. So when Americans say that something is quite cute, we mean, hey, that's actually pretty cute. When a Brit says that's quite cute, apparently it means that's not really that cute. It's like, I guess it's quite cute. I still don't get it. So I'm sure some angry Brit will correct me in the comments or something. But yeah, that's my understanding. So please don't hit on a British girl by going up to her and telling her she's quite pretty. It probably won't work out well for you. So let's talk about some Southern words. The most common one, you guys hear me use it all the time, is y'all. It's super convenient. Just pick it up. It's a good word to use. It's much faster than saying you guys. Y'all. It's good. But something you might not be familiar with. Familiar with? Oh my god, that's another Southern thing I hear people say, and I just went that way. So, familiar with is bless your heart. It's not quite like bless your cottons. Americans, that's something the Brits say. But basically it means that something catastrophic has happened to you or you're a dumbass. But it's a very polite way of saying those things. So if somebody says, oh, bless your heart, it's probably not a good thing. Either you did something stupid or something's gone horribly wrong. So, yeah. And if you're trash talking somebody behind their back, add a little bless her heart to it, and it softens the blow and makes it socially acceptable. Ma'am and sir. Those are big things in the South. We call everybody ma'am or sir. Some people think it's age related. Never really has been for me. Whatever. Yeah, it's a respect thing. A lot of Northerners don't get it. They think it sounds too formal and authoritarian and whatever. It's a thing in the South. Matt still can't say ma'am to save his life, so he sticks with miss. It's fine. We all know you're foreign. Whatever. You'll probably forget all this anyway. What else we got? Coke. Coke is a big deal. Because when somebody asks you if you want a Coke in the South, they don't mean a Coca-Cola. They can mean a Coca-Cola. But they basically mean any soda under the sun. Soda, pop, whatever you want to call it. Here they call it Coke. It drives me insane. Absolutely insane. Because I don't like Coca-Cola. If you ask me if I want a Coke, I'm saying no. If you ask me if I want a Pepsi, hell yeah. But anyway, just clarify before you get a Coke. British words that you guys might not be familiar with. The only two that I can really think of off the top of my head, you've got ta-ra, which means goodbye. So if somebody says ta-ra, they're leaving. Matt once said ta-ra y'all because he likes to confuse everybody. So you can try it if you want. Then there's ta. Just take off ra and you've suddenly got thank you. I don't know why. I don't know how this happened. But ta means thanks. Ta much. Thank you very much. Whatever. Something weird that Brits do is this thing called Cockney rhyming slang. Matt seems particularly fond of it, so I haven't quite grasped how widespread this is in actuality, but if you talk to Matt, you'll need to know it. So, apparently this whole thing with the Cockneys in England, they basically take phrases that rhyme with the word that you're looking for and use that instead. So the one that you'll hear Matt use all the time is, let's go have a butcher's. Everybody turns and looks at me and goes, it does not mean he's taking you out back to chop you up. It means he wants to go have a look. Butcher's hook rhymes with look. Another one is apples and pears rhymes with stairs. So somebody's coming down the apples. Makes no sense to me. Dog and bone rhymes with phone. It's a thing. I'm sure the Brits will be glad to show it off to you if you'd like. But yeah, if you hear somebody talking about having a butcher's, just don't get too nervous. It's fine. What else we got? Oh, the big one. So, Brits, we know you have a fondness for cursing. The Brits have turned cursing into an art form. It's beautiful to watch, in all honesty. And me and a lot of my American friends my age, we curse all the time too. It is not a socially acceptable thing to do in America. Not to the extent that it is in England. In England, everybody curses, except for maybe some of the old folks. Maybe. People curse around children. whatever, it's fine. Curse in public all the time. Here, not so much. Cursing is more of a private thing, and don't do it around kids. Yeah, the F word. Older generations hate the F word. I know you guys throw it around all the time. I have no problem with it, but a lot of my family, yeah, they're gonna. Oh dear. Yeah. So don't do that around my grandmother, especially, please, please, I'm begging you. Also, there are other words that you guys use that are more socially acceptable over there than they are here. Um, I don't know how many of these I can actually get away with saying, and a lot of them make me uncomfortable still, so I'm just going to spell them out. So, TWAT, way more offensive in England than way more offensive in America than it is in England. There we go. Yeah, same thing with CUNT. Don't do it. Just don't. If you need to ask somebody for a cigarette, please, for the love of God, don't call it a fag. Please. I'm begging you. I have gay friends at my wedding. Please don't ask them for a fag. Yeah, I know you guys don't think anything of it over here. It's bad. Just don't do it. One that leads to quite a bit of giggles from the Brits. A word that is not offensive here, but is worse over there is fanny. Over here, a fanny means your butt, okay? In England, it means a vagina. So be careful when you're talking about smacking somebody on the fanny or fanny packs. Brits call them bum bags. Yeah, totally different thing. Matt giggles all the time. What else? Yeah, Brits have some really imaginative curse words. We all know things like bloody or bollocks or whatever. One of Matt's favorite that I always love is cockwomble. Yeah, that's a fun one. Basically, they will just twist anything to make it into a curse. Have fun figuring out what's a curse and what's not. Another one is if somebody says that it's a huge cock up, it means it's a mess. Somebody messed up. You know, little things like that people just pause for a moment and stare at you weird. Because we don't use the word cock as much as the Brits do. Guys, you really love the word cock. Also, if it's not a curse and you still can't figure out what's going on, it probably means that somebody was drunk. The Brits use any word for drunk. Anything can be drunk. Pissed is drunk. It can also mean mad, but over here it's just mad. No, over there somebody's pissed, they're drunk. Matt will just go on about this forever. So he'll say somebody's car parked, somebody's panini'd. Just it all means drunk. They are always drunk, so they need a lot of words for it. Just roll with it. Have fun with it. Come up with some of your own. See what happens. So yeah, that's about it. At least that's as far as I'm going with it, because like I said, I don't want to ruin all the fun for you guys. You'll have a good time trying to figure out what the other person's saying, I'm sure. So that's it for my first video, hopefully. Maybe I will get around to doing some more of these. We need to go over American wildlife, because I love screwing with Brits about the wildlife over there. Like, the most dangerous thing is probably a badger. So we're going to be in the Georgia mountains. There are some things you need to know. Driving, because some of my British friends are planning on driving in the States for their first time and going through Atlanta. This is a bad idea. I have said it's a bad idea. But unfortunately, we don't have public transportation, so it's kind of necessary for some of these people. So we're going to go over a lot of driving stuff, hopefully with visual aids that I will doodle out for you, because I can't edit videos. We'll go over some food and drink stuff. Drinking culture is totally different, guys. It's totally different. And weather, because Brits don't know the meaning of crazy weather. And here in Georgia, every day is crazy weather. It's September and it's 30 degrees Celsius outside at like 5 o'clock in the afternoon. So, yeah, we're gonna have some fun with that. Anyway, thanks for watching this, and you can make fun of me all that you want because I'm already making fun of myself. Yeah, and I guess I will see you guys next time I find a moment to be alone and make a video, and hopefully not screw it up too bad to the point where I'm running 30 minutes long. We'll see.